Upon rising each day, you leave the weightlessness of sleep to re-enter a shared world. Feet to floor, you feel the entire weight of your blood and become a person among many persons. As poet Wallace Stevens wrote, you may feel the ant of the self turned into an ox. You may want more space. As the world's population ticks steadily past 7 billion, it is both inevitable and harder than ever to share space. Nigerian poet and novelist Gabriel Okara describes this quandary in his 1964 novel, The Voice. Upon returning home after a quest for truth, the protagonist, Okolo, must make a river crossing in a vessel crowded with other passengers. Quote, every available space was occupied, not even a space to stretch his legs, so Okolo sat with his knees drawn up to his chin, trying not to touch anybody's body. This little he had now learned. He smiled in his inside. End quote. Okolo laughs because contact is inevitable. He understands that each person has an equal claim to the crossing. Upon your commencement, emboldened by what you have learned, perhaps you will laugh at the illusions you leave behind. Also, imagine what feats you might achieve, not only in the weightlessness of dream and cloister of your own mind, but in joining larger discourses, in acts of empathy, and a larger ship than this. When considering a fishing boat full of immigrants foundering off the coast of the Italian island of Lampedusa, or a town like Ferguson, Missouri, foundering in our heartland, if we have done our job as teachers and students, we may understand how a single person's fate is wrapped up with her fellow passengers. We may return from solitary quest for truth and claim places not only for ourselves.
Good morning. Please be seated. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, faculty, and staff of Knox College, welcome to the 170th Knox College Commencement. I'm Richard Riddell, class of 1972, and a Knox trustee. It's a tradition at this historic college to look back on this day 100 years ago and to reflect on who spoke then and what they said. In 1915, John Lauderdale Kennedy addressed the graduates. Mr. Kennedy, then 61 years old, was a Republican politician who had graduated from Knox in 1883. He would live until he was 92 years old. And we may conclude from this case of one that Knox grads, including the class of 2015, have long life genes. In his speech, Kennedy surveyed the broad landscape of modern life, noting with amazement the introduction of the typewriter in the office and the telephone, a device that, in his words, eliminates time, annihilates distance, and stimulates human intelligence. He praised the modern factory and advances in medicine, which had led to the understanding that the mentally ill were, in his words, in need of guardianship and protection rather than scorn and punishment. He was critical of lawyers. Too much time is given to the practice of law and not enough time to the administration of justice. And he took the clergy to task for being in the world, but not of the world, in terms of sympathizing and understanding others. When we listen to his description today of the graduates of this college in 1915, we're reminded that Knox, 100 years ago, was not that far away from its roots as a manual labor college. He said, "Graduates must be physically, mentally, and morally fit. They must be educated. They must have lots of initiative, enthusiasm, and executive ability. And the results of their efforts must justify their judgment." He spoke of war, World War I having begun the year before. He said there must be some better way to settle international disputes. And he asked the graduates two questions. As educated men and women, have we contributed our fair share to the advancement of our generation? Are the people of today less able, or are they more self-centered and less inclined to take part in the discussion and proper solution of great public questions? He closed by urging those assembled to support the college and raise its endowment all the way to $1 million. He said, "If we do our part, it will be a satisfaction to us in the years to come to feel that we have contributed to the growth and prosperity of one of the greatest colleges in the country." I really like that last phrase. On this day, when we celebrate the achievements of our students, the support of their parents and friends, let's give thanks to Mr. Kennedy and the many others who over the years built Knox into one of the great colleges of this country. Class of 2015, that's the legacy of this place. Embrace it. Carry it on.
Once again, an extraordinary moment from an extraordinary Knox College choir. Thank you. Welcome to the 170th Commencement Proceedings of Knox College. My name is Teresa Amat. It is my privilege and my honor to serve this fine institution as Knox's 19th president. For 170 years, families and friends of the graduates have made the journey to Galesburg by train, by plane, and by bicycle to witness the moment at which their special graduate walked across the stage to receive a degree from Knox College. This moment has been made possible by the entire Knox community, our distinguished faculty, and our remarkable and tireless staff. I want to take a moment for us all to express gratitude to the various people who have worked so hard to bring us here. Among those many special people who have cared for you during these years, let us thank and recognize the campus safety, facilities, and dining service workers who parted the waters, who toweled off the chairs to make this the beautiful and welcoming place we all want it to be for you on this, your day. Thank you. And deepest thanks to the faculty and the staff who have been dedicated to your education from the moment at which you first heard of Knox College. It is now my privilege to confer the honorary degrees upon the recipients selected by the Board of Trustees for this 170th commencement. Knox College awarded its first honorary doctorate to Abraham Lincoln in 1860. In a letter to Mr. Lincoln, Knox trustee Orville Brown assured him that Knox is destined to become one of the most useful colleges in the land, and in after time it will be no discredit to you that you received your degree at her hands. Mr. Browning's prediction came true. Knox did indeed become one of the most useful colleges in the land, and it has continued its tradition of awarding degrees to individuals of great distinction. By selecting these individuals of demonstrated merit for recognition with honorary doctorates, the Board of Trustees invites them into an enduring relationship with Knox College. The degrees carry the weight of the history, tradition, and values of this college. We confer them with care and with deep respect for those whose lives and deeds we are privileged to honor. Professor Jamie Spacco will present the first candidate for an honorary degree.
President Amat, I am honored to present Matthew Berg, co-founder and chief executive officer of the social enterprise technology company ONA, for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters. Matthew Berg always knew exactly what he wanted to do with his life: use technology to help developing regions in Africa. Born in Cameroon, he grew up in Senegal before his family settled in Springfield, Illinois, where his parents still live. Yet Africa remained and remains a large part of his life. When he chose to attend Knox College, he did so because of the opportunities the college offered for him to pursue his passion. He double majored in computer science and integrated international studies, studied abroad in Zimbabwe, and completed an honors project about technology in Africa. After graduating from Knox in 2000, Mr. Berg received his MBA in international management from the Thunderbird School of Global Management before working for several years at web startups. He then served as a volunteer for Geek Corps, a nonprofit organization working to expand internet use in emerging nations, becoming Geek Corps' Mali country director and helping to create the Last Mile Initiative, a USAID pilot program to bring basic information and communication technology services to rural African villages. For his work, Mr. Berg earned a Tech Museum Laureate Award in 2006 and was featured in CNN's Business 2.0, Make Magazine, and in the book World Changing. He next served as the Information and Communications Technologies Coordinator for the Millennium Villages Project at Columbia University. During his time at Columbia, he oversaw the use of technology to help achieve the United Nations Millennium Development Goals in rural areas of sub-Saharan Africa, including the development of Child Count Plus, a health monitoring system in Africa that led to reductions in child mortality rates. That work earned him a spot on Time Magazine's 100 Most Influential People in the World list for 2010. Today, Mr. Berg continues to tackle some of the world's toughest and most complex challenges through the use of technology. He is co-founder and chief executive officer of ONA, a company that assists non-governmental organizations and other groups with data collection and analysis. ONA, which has offices in Nairobi, Kenya, and in New York, has served clients that include UNICEF, the World Bank, and the World Health Organization. One of ONA's recent projects involved collaborating with the World Health Organization on responding to the Ebola crisis by developing smartphone technology that helped bring the Ebola crisis under control. The tools we help build provide the information critical for making better informed decisions that hopefully lead to more people living better lives, he says of his work. We help empower others to make a difference. In addition to his recognition from Time Magazine, Mr. Berg is a PopTech Social Innovation Fellow and a 2010 recipient of Knox's Young Alumni Achievement Award. President Ramont, in recognition of his work using technology to address Africa's most pressing issues and to empower people in developing regions to live healthier lives, I present Matthew Berg for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters.
By the authority of the General Assembly of the State of Illinois, vested in the Board of Trustees of Knox College, and by them delegated to me, I hereby confer upon you the degree Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the privileges, honors, and dignities which here and elsewhere pertain to that degree. Professor Magali Roy Fakir will present the second candidate for an honorary degree. Magali, why don't you come to this mic?
Hello. President Amat, I'm honored to present June Victoria Cross, Emmy Award-winning producer and writer and professor at Columbia University's Graduate School of Journalism, for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters. June Victoria Cross was born as the civil rights movement began and came of age during the turbulent tide of the Vietnam War and the Black Power movement. The daughter of an aspiring white actress and Black vaudeville entertainer, her own personal experience navigating, as she describes, the razor blades of race, informed her more than 30 years of television news and documentary experience. A two-time Emmy Award winner, she has reported on the defense industry, the Middle East, and the intersection of poverty, politics, and race in the US and in Haiti, and completed 8 documentaries for PBS Frontline. She also worked as a producer for the McNeil-Lehrer NewsHour, as well as CBS's News. She received her first Emmy in 1983 for outstanding coverage of a single breaking news story for her NewsHour reporting on the US invasion of Grenada. Ms. Cross is best known for her autobiographical documentary, Secret Daughter, a film that examined how race and color had affected her family and for which she received her second Emmy in 1997. Secret Daughter was also honored that same year with the DuPont Columbia Award for Excellence in Broadcast Journalism. In 2006, she published her memoir, Secret Daughter, a mixed-race daughter and the mother who gave her away, based upon the Emmy-winning documentary which explored her upbringing in greater detail. She describes it as a story about the strength it takes to keep a secret and the courage required to reveal it. In addition to her work for Frontline and the NewsHour, Cross was an executive producer for This Far by Faith, a 6-part PBS series on the African American religious experience that was broadcast in 2003. She just completed a film about HIV in rural America, Wilhelmina's War. Ms. Cross received her BA from Harvard University in 1975. 5 years ago, she founded a program in documentary filmmaking at Columbia University's Graduate School of Journalism, where she is currently a tenured professor. She was a fellow at Carnegie Mellon University's School of Urban and Public Affairs and at Harvard University's W.E.B. Du Bois' Institute of Afro-American Studies. In addition, Ms. Cross is a member of the National Association of Black Journalists, Investigative Reporters, and Editors, and the Black Documentary Collective, also the Council of Foreign Relations and Phi Beta Kappa. President Amat, in recognition of her award-winning work documenting the multitude of stories that define the American experience, I present June Victoria Cross for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters.
By the authority delegated to me, I hereby confer upon you the degree Doctor of Fine Arts, honoris causa, with all the privileges, honors, and dignities which here and elsewhere pertain to that degree. Professor James Dyer will present the third candidate for an honorary degree.
Good morning. President Amat, I am honored to present William Thomas Whitaker, Emmy Award-winning journalist and 60 Minutes correspondent for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters. It's not an exaggeration to say that William Thomas Bill Whitaker is at the top of his career. A little over 1 year ago, it was announced that Mr. Whitaker would leave his long post at CBS News in Los Angeles to officially join 60 Minutes, the nation's most watched news program, as a correspondent. Jeff Fager, executive producer of 60 Minutes, called Whitaker one of the great veterans of CBS News with a distinguished career covering just about every type of story all over the world. Mr. Whitaker began his career at CBS News in 1984 as a reporter based in Atlanta, where he covered the 1988 presidential campaign of Michael Dukakis and received an Emmy for his reports on the collapse of Jim and Tammy Faye Baker's television ministry. He then spent 3 years at CBS News Tokyo correspondent, developing an impressive portfolio as a foreign correspondent. His coverage of Asia included the pro-democracy uprising in Tiananmen Square in China and the buildup of Operation Desert Storm in Iraq. In 1992, Whitaker's career took him to Los Angeles, where he reported regularly for the CBS Evening News and other CBS News broadcasts, including Sunday Morning, for which he turned out feature stories and thoughtful profiles on entertainment icons such as Barbra Streisand, Norman Lear, Gladys Knight, and Mike Tyson. In other high-profile assignments, he interviewed Mexican President Enrique Peña Nieto, covered the funeral of Nelson Mandela, the 2010 earthquake in Haiti, the Fukushima nuclear disaster in Japan, and the early stages of war in Afghanistan and Iraq. He was the lead reporter covering George W. Bush presidential campaign in 2000 and followed Mitt Romney's presidential campaign in 2008. Since joining 60 Minutes last year, he investigated the drug wars in Mexico, information leaks in Swiss banks, and controversial police shootings in U.S. cities, among other stories. Mr. Whitaker graduated from Hobart and William Smith Colleges with a bachelor's degree in American history. He graduated from Boston University with a master's degree in African American Studies and also attended the Master of Journalism program at the University of California in Berkeley. President Amat, in recognition of his distinguished careers as a broadcast journalist, telling the story of our world's most important events and individuals, I present William Thomas Whitaker for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters.
By the authority delegated to me, I hereby confer upon you the degree Doctor of Fine Arts, honoris causa, with all the privileges, honors, and dignities which here and elsewhere pertain to that degree. Okay. Don't open it. It'll get rained on.
Thank you so much.
I will put the degree on your seat.
Okay, thank you. Wow. Thank you. Well, good morning. Good morning to all of you. President Amat, Dean Bailing, faculty, staff, and graduates. Thank you for inviting me to share this special day with you on this beautiful campus. You know, there are some societies where rain falling on an event like this is good luck. It cleanses the air. It's a blessing. It's a fresh start. So I think that's kind of fitting for what's happening here today. This campus is so steeped in a rich and proud history. And as you just heard, I was an American history major in college, and I actually get goosebumps knowing that Lincoln and Douglas debated right over there, to which my kids would holler, "Nerd alert." But graduates, today is your day. You're making history. We've all come here to salute you. Getting to this lawn in those caps and gowns is a tremendous accomplishment. And nobody knows that better than your parents. And I think they deserve a round of applause, don't you? Because parents, this is your day too. I know how proud you must be. You got them potty trained. You got them past skin, knees, and braces. You survived the chauffeur years of driving them to soccer and dance classes. You got them through high school and now through Knox College. You did it. But not so fast. You got them out of Knox College, but have you gotten them out of the house? Statistics show that 100% of you will move back in with your parents. I'm sorry, that's the percentage of my kids who moved back in. Statistics show that 14% of you will move back in with your parents. But parents, don't worry. By age 35, most of them will have moved out. I am truly honored to be here, and I see that I follow in some distinguished footsteps. Past commencement speakers have included Bill Clinton, Madeleine Albright, Stephen Colbert. I have one question. Class of 2015, who did you tick off? Are you being punished? You expected Forrest Whitaker, maybe. I'm not a movie star, not an ex-president, Secretary of State. I don't have my own TV show. But then again, I have spent 30 years interviewing presidents and secretaries of state and people with their own TV shows. And now that I have this honorary doctorate from Knox College that I share with Abraham Lincoln. Really, guys? Abraham Lincoln? Wow. Class of 2015, you hit the jackpot. Like past speakers, I'm not just here to congratulate you, but to try to impart some words of wisdom as you step into the world.
To be honest, I wasn't quite sure what to tell you. I mean, we come from the same country, we breathe the same air, but we might as well be from different planets. When I was your age, Amazon was just a river. The first cell phones CBS gave us were so big we had to carry them in briefcases. They weighed a ton. In my youth, we would twist and shout. You guys tweet and twerk. It's a different world. I'm going to suggest that CBS change the name of the show I work on from 60 minutes to 140 characters, then maybe some of you will watch. My kids have asked me in all seriousness, how'd you live before the internet and smartphones? And I've told them, frankly, kids, I don't know. I'm not a techie, I'm far from it. I still worry that I'm revealing way too much to too many people on Facebook. I would call Uber, and Uber wouldn't come. My son pointed out that I was in trial mode. I had to get a primer from one of my young friends on how and when and what to tweet, and I still can't imagine why anybody would care where I am, what I'm doing, what I think, but apparently about a dozen or so people do. So, by the way, I tweeted that I'm here this morning, and if you were following me, you would have read it on Twitter first. So I'm learning. Not a day goes by that I'm not on Google, on YouTube. Like most of you, I'm on my phone all the time. I once walked out of the house without my phone. I panicked. I don't remember phone numbers anymore. I need Google Calendar to know what I'm doing. I don't know where I am without GPS. I was lost, literally. I realized I can't live without my phones and my apps and my pods and my pads. At least I don't want to. I love these devices. You know one of the best things that our devices have done? They've put an end to a lot of stupid conversations. In the past, someone at the dinner table would ask, who was that actor who was in that movie about that thing? You know who I mean. No, we didn't. And a stupid conversation would ensue. It could last for hours. Now you just use a few thumb strokes or you ask Siri and you've got your answer. No more stupid conversations. Our devices have made us smarter. Case in point, I knew I'd have to impart words of wisdom today, so I went online and typed in words of wisdom. And I found some pretty good ones. Like this: do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. That's pretty good. This one from Abraham Lincoln. Whatever you are, be a good one. Who could argue with that? It's brilliant. Then there was this one. Never argue with an idiot. They drag you down to their level, then beat you with experience. I've also come up with a few of my own. Vote. That's it. Vote. With all the pressing issues facing us, climate change, income inequality, ISIS, terrorism, roads and bridges falling down, only 36% of us voted in the last midterm election. That's just a little more than a third of us. Were the rest of us too busy, too satisfied, too cynical? To blatantly steal from Abraham Lincoln, who once graced this campus, that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from this earth, vote. And diversify. Not your stock portfolio, your friendships and your relationships. According to the Census Bureau, by 2044, no one racial group or ethnic group will dominate the U.S. population. So get to know your neighbors. As one of the most diverse colleges in the country and one of the first to enroll women and people of color, that seems to be in the Knox College DNA. Make it part of yours. Build connections like this when you leave this campus. And also, rake a little muck. That's also a Knox College tradition. At the time when there was great disparity between the haves and have-nots, when the poor were corralled in urban slums, when Americans were threatened by pollution, not today, that other Gilded Age back in the 1890s, an illustrious grad of Knox College, Sam McClure, started a magazine and triggered a movement. His muck-raking journalists exposed waste and corruption in politics and industry. He changed his world. We could use a McClure today. Which leads me to my last words of wisdom. Embrace your mass media. Now, I know I work in the media, so that might sound self-serving, but think of it. The media covers everything, from the National Enquirer and TMZ to People magazine and Entertainment Tonight, the New York Times, the Washington Post, Fox News, Wired magazine, Frontline, BuzzFeed, political blogs, comedy talk shows, the BBC. They're all the media. And take it from somebody who's on the inside, we're not all pushing one agenda. There's more information available to us today than at any time in human history. 500, 600, 700 cable channels, the internet. They bring the world to us every day, instantaneously. The trouble is, most of us just watch or listen to the shows or read the papers or surf the sites we agree with. Just remember, this is all good luck. Yeah, we just watch and read and surf the things we agree with. It makes us feel smart, I guess. Those bloggers, those people on TV, they agree with me. But sadly, I think it's making us narrower and shallower and less tolerant. So that my sense of community doesn't atrophy, I try to get out of my media comfort zone as much as possible. I read and listen to other points of view, even if they make my blood boil. I need to remember there are other ways of seeing this world. The truth is, I get reminded of that just about every day on my job. I have a fantastic job, I have to admit. 30 years reporting the news, the last year at 60 Minutes. It's always interesting, it's always challenging, it's full of adventure. I went skydiving once with the Army. My job has taken me to 49 of our 50 states, and I will get to North Dakota someday. It's taken me to every continent except Antarctica, and I'll make it there someday too. And I could be deluding myself, but I think what I do matters. Just this year, I did stories about millionaires and billionaires who are stashing their money in Swiss banks to avoid paying taxes, about the strained relations between police and the inner-city black community they serve, on Colorado's experiment with legalized recreational marijuana. My job is to tell Americans about the world and important issues. My hope is that it helps us to become better informed participants in this vibrant democracy. And I know that sounds highfalutin, but that's why I do it. I love it. And I wish that for all of you, that you find that thing, that job, that relationship that makes you happy to show up every day. I think the best thing about my job is that I'm always learning. It's like an advanced course in human history, in human nature. I have seen humans at our best. I've seen us at our worst. I saw the People's Liberation Army crush the student pro-democracy movement in Tiananmen Square exactly 26 years ago. I saw the people of Kabul, Afghanistan, weary and fearful and suspicious after decades of war. I've seen Central American immigrants hop a train to cross the length of Mexico, 2,000 miles to the U.S. border. They sit on top of the cars, they hang on the sides, and it's almost impossible to make it without being robbed or raped or assaulted by bandits or arrested by police. They do it all for the chance to slip illegally across the U.S. border to wash our dishes or park our cars or pick our fruit and vegetables. It's hard to imagine, but that harrowing journey represents hope for them. I saw the devastation of Hurricane Katrina along the U.S. Gulf Coast, the earthquake in Haiti, the tsunami in Japan, and I will never forget the haunted look in the eyes of survivors surveying the wasteland that used to be their homes. But after the initial shock, the more powerful image is the look of determination in the eyes of those same survivors, determined to build back, to keep on living. I've met doctors who have found new ways to treat brain cancer and mend our hearts. I've watched NASA scientists in those final nail-biting moments as they land rovers on Mars and drop a probe into the crushing mist of Jupiter. If their calculations had been off by 1 degree, the Galileo spacecraft would have burned up on entry, and it didn't. You should have heard the cheers when it started beaming back data on Jupiter's atmosphere. Couldn't be much different from this one. I recently rode through Silicon Valley in a driverless car. And yes, that is as cool as it sounds. I've seen humans in all our mess and all our glory, and we are endlessly fascinating and endlessly frustrating. Sometimes I can feel more dragged down by the mess than uplifted by the glory, but don't succumb to that. If there's anything I've learned through the years, from the students in China, from the people of Afghanistan, along the Gulf Coast, in Haiti and Japan, from the immigrants on the train, and the NASA scientists, it's how similar we all are. There are connections that bind us, not just differences that separate us. We're resilient. We're risk takers. We're builders. We're dreamers. Dreamers like all of you. Now, you might not think it to look at me, but I was once where you are now. I remember sitting in my cap and gown on a beautiful day, waiting to get my college diploma. I didn't have a freaking clue what I was going to do with my life. I didn't have a plan. I didn't have plan B. I only had my dreams. And I'd like to stand here and tell you I got to 60 Minutes because I'm so smart. I made all the right choices. I worked harder than everybody else. Well, the worked harder part is true. But none of us makes it on our own in this life. I grew up in a small town outside of Philadelphia, Media, Pennsylvania. Yeah, M-E-D-I-A. So I guess you could say I've been in media my whole life. But really, it's kind of a wonder that I'm standing here today. When I was growing up, there was nobody who looked like me on TV. When a black person would show up on TV, someone in my family would yell, and the rest of us would come running to gather around the TV to see. It was such a rarity. I don't know what made me think I could do this. My family was working class. We had no connections. My father was a welder, my mother a secretary. I was that proverbial latchkey kid. I would walk home from school with a lanyard around my neck with the house key on to let myself into an empty house when I was in kindergarten. Now today I think my parents would be arrested for child neglect and abuse, but like I said, it was different back then. When my father died, my mother took on 5 jobs to put my sisters and me through college. So like many of you, my parents made tremendous sacrifices so I could have this opportunity. My senior year in college, my history professor saw something in me I didn't see in myself. Just before graduation, he asked me what my plans were. I didn't have any. My professor contacted the graduate program at Boston University and said, I have this student who seems to have some talent but doesn't have a clue. He literally opened the door to graduate school and pushed me in. He changed my life. My wife has made it possible for me to have it all. A wonderful career, 2 wonderful children. The truth is, life, like TV news, is a collaborative endeavor. I wouldn't be at 60 Minutes without the help of producers, photographers, sound technicians, family, professors, mentors. I am standing on the shoulders of many, many people who helped lift me up. Now, as I look out on all your young faces, I know you are going to make it, whatever your definition of making it might be. You're about to get a diploma from one of the best colleges in the land that certifies you have a brain, a well-educated brain. You'll go to graduate school, you'll go to Wall Street, you'll go to Silicon Valley, you'll go to Teach for America, you'll go to the Peace Corps, you'll start your own businesses, you'll raise children, you'll become doctors and journalists, or the president, who will then come back and give the commencement speech here. I have no doubt you are going to make it in this world, but when you do, please remember to stop every once in a while and thank the people. That's just a punctuation point. Thank the people. Thank the people. Your parents, your professors, your friends who help you along the way. Then reach back and grab somebody else's hand and help them up. We all climb higher when we do it together. And that's been a mission here at Knox College for almost 175 years. The world has changed so much in my lifetime, I can only imagine what the years will be after you leave this campus. But this I do know. Your future will be exhilarating and terrifying and wonderful. But it will be your life. Live it fully. The stuff that was science fiction when I was a kid, today is science fact. What's next? You're about to find out. Congratulations, class of 2015, and thank you.
Now you know why we make you wear those funny hats. They're little umbrellas on top of your heads. Professor Nancy Eberhardt will present the Faculty Achievement Award.
It is my distinct pleasure to announce this year's winner of the Knox College Faculty Achievement Award. The winner of this prize is chosen by the Faculty Personnel Committee, an elected faculty body, from nominations provided by the faculty. The award recognizes extraordinary accomplishments in teaching, research or creative activity, and service. This year's winner is being recognized for excellence in all of these areas. If the measure of a scholar can be found in the frequency with which his or her work is referenced by others, then Professor of Psychology Tim Kasser is the most eminent scholar in the history of Knox College. Since joining the Knox faculty in 1995, Tim's almost 100 publications, including 4 books, have been cited approximately 14,000 times, according to Google Scholar, and his book, The High Price of Materialism, received the Choice Award as the Outstanding Academic Book of 2002. He has spoken at almost 50 different colleges and universities, as well as more than 100 venues around the world. His work has also reached the average person on the street, as it is regularly featured in popular media outlets such as the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, and Time magazine. Professor Kasser has also been an innovative and inspirational teacher. In addition to teaching the standard courses one might find in any psychology curriculum, he has developed a range of popular and unusual offerings such as Dying and Death, Dreaming, the Study of the Person, and Alternatives to Consumerism. His impact on students was reflected by his receiving the Philip Green Wright Lombard College Prize for Excellence in Teaching in 2000. Professor Kasser has been an outstanding citizen in the Knox community and the world beyond, spearheading campus sustainability efforts, chairing the psychology department, and even organizing an impromptu weekly musical ensemble for faculty seeking a momentary escape from their academic pressures. He is also recognized by his departmental colleagues as the driving force behind many curricular and policy initiatives in the psychology department over the past 20 years. Tim's activism extends beyond the Knox campus borders, as he serves on the boards of organizations such as the Campaign for a Commercial-Free Childhood and the Center for a New American Dream. His work around the world with nonprofit organizations devoted to the enhancement of human well-being through education about the downside of materialistic values reflects a passion that shows no sign of slowing down anytime soon. And in fact, due to his participation in yet another conference this weekend, Professor Kasser is out of town and unable to be here today to receive the award in person. Nevertheless, please join me in congratulating him in absentia.
Each year, the graduating class selects one of its members to represent them on this important day by delivering the senior class speech. As is typical of a Knox education, the selection process is rigorous and challenging. Candidates prepare a presentation which is recorded and then shared with the entire senior class. And as is also typical of Knox, a democratic process of selection ensues. The speaker receiving the largest number of votes is chosen. This year's speaker is Kathryn Todd of Chicago, Illinois. A Spanish major and social service minor, Kathryn took full advantage of her Knox experience, both in and out of the classroom. She participated in not one, but two of Knox's study abroad programs, Knox in Barcelona and Knox in Buenos Aires. She earned college honors and was a member of Mortarboard. She was also a letter-winning member of the Knox swim team and a house monitor in the Able House. It is not surprising that she was the recipient of this year's Dean Deborah Wing Award, which is given to a senior woman whose achievements in scholastic, campus, and community activities and endeavors toward life goals advance the status of women in the Knox community. It is my very great pleasure to introduce this year's senior class speaker, Kathryn Todd.
Class of 2015, I am not the first, and I certainly won't be the last to tell you this, but I am proud of you, each and every one of you. We each had to overcome so much to get to where we are today. In addition to any personal problems we are facing, we've written numerous research papers, pulled countless all-nighters, we volunteered our time, we all beat the Knox plague, and somewhere along the line, we all mastered the art of procrastination. Congratulations. Our journeys after Knox will all be very different. But right now, in this very moment, I ask you all to close your eyes. No, really, close them. You guys can close them too. Okay. Clear your mind and take a deep breath. Focus on nothing but this breath. Inhale. Exhale. Open your eyes. Yes, it is very important to focus on the many ways that we will change the world after graduation. But for right now, focus on the many ways that you have changed over the past 4 years, and the many ways that we as a class have changed Knox. There goes that word change again. Change can be a really scary thing. Just ask any senior what they're doing after graduation. That answer could be either full of excitement or full of doubt. However, change is not always a bad thing. Some of the greatest things in life come from change. Knox has equipped us with the skills necessary to keep up with a rapidly changing environment. We've changed dorms 4 times. We've changed classes 12 times. The flunk day theme changes every year. The cost of tuition does too. Look at us, we're pros at this. We made it. I am confident that this class will go forth and continue to make change both within ourselves and in society. We each stand here today on the shoulders of those that came before us. Their shoulders make us taller, and my charge to you today is twofold. Number 1, stand up. Stand up for what you believe in, stand up for those that cannot stand up for themselves, but most importantly, stand up so that those that come after you may stand on your shoulders. Challenge number 2 is to say thank you. We did not get here today on our own. Thank every person that has contributed to you earning your degree today. Thank your parents, thank your family, thank your friends, your roommates, and your professors too. Each of our journeys has been different, and each of us has something in common. In a matter of minutes, if I can continue to keep this brief, we will all be Knox alumni. Many say that a college degree provides you with the keys to enter a different world. As a first-generation college student, this day is particularly important to me. But leaving this graduation today as official Knox alumni, I want you all to keep one thing in mind. We are Knox, and therefore we are unstoppable. Thank you.
Dean Behling will now present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts.
President Amat, I have the honor to present to you the members of the class of 2015 who have completed the requirements for the degree of Bachelor of Arts and who have been recommended to you by the faculty. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts please rise and remain standing?
Graduates of the college. You have successfully completed the course of study prescribed by the faculty and by the authority of the General Assembly of the State of Illinois, vested in the Board of Trustees of Knox College, and by them delegated to me. I hereby confer upon you the degree Bachelor of Arts with all the privileges, honors, and dignities which here and elsewhere pertain to that degree.
As the graduates present themselves for their diplomas, I will cite those who are graduating with honors, and we ask that the audience please refrain from applause until all of the graduates have received their diplomas. And I will add, given the lucky rain that we have had this morning, please watch your step coming up the ramp and down the ramp as you cross the stage. Crystal Monique Adams. Hiba Ahmed, cum laude. Edward Andrew Allen. And if you would all please observe a moment of silence as we remember Ed. Kayla Dawn Anderson. Emily Marie Antoff, cum laude. Nafuel Araf. Nikki Acha Asameng. Samantha Irene Auk, cum laude. Jackson Danner Axley. Natalie Francis Baldino, cum laude, honors in philosophy. Kayla Ann Behrens. Lochin Sai Balamkonda. Griffin Justice Metz-Belzer. Chaz Antonio Benton. Jeffrey Scott Bergstrom, cum laude. Martina Bergstrom, summa cum laude. Carly Rose Berenstein, cum laude. Rohini Bose. Muzi B. Shurja Ariel Bielefeld. John Conroy Bird. Morgan Alexandria Blakely. Andrea Elena Blasini Hernandez. Daniel William Blady. Nicholas Michael Bach. Michael Kenneth Bonhoff. Julian Louis Boireau. Ryder Harrison Boree. Khadijah Roll Busen. Veronica Agnieszka Bozek. Kestrin Brahimi. Nicolette Christiana Bridgeforth. Camille Jean Brown, magna cum laude, honors in English literature. Adrita Deb Berman. Benjamin Andrew Burwell. Jenna Nicole Butler, magna cum laude. Leslie Rain Carmen. Paula Alexandra Castañas. Michael Lane Castillo. Randy Lynn Cecil. Nathan Philip Chatterton, cum laude. Chandria Alconera Chayarat. Robert Joseph Chico, Jr. Bradley Chow. Sadie Marie Coates. Daniel Azuma Kofi. Theodore Robert Compton III. Michael Anthony Cook III. Eric Boyd Crawford, Jr. Ian Christian Crutcher. Guillaume Ofei Daddy. Dushawn Dwayne Darling. Celinda Kimberly Davis, summa cum laude. Clinton Neal Davis. Bethany Ann Dean, cum laude. Mia Sol Del Valle. Jason Remy Deschamps. Mary Elizabeth DePreet, summa cum laude. Stephanie Renee Deal. Connor Dillon, cum laude. Sean Dockrell. Bridget Shannon Doherty. Claire Liddy Duala Bija. Amal Dua. Rebecca Jean Duffy, cum laude. Dylan Michael Eigner. Jake Robert Erickson. Adrian Rosemary Ernst, summa cum laude, honors in biology. Laura Rose Ernst, cum laude. Madeline Lee Ferber. Austin Travis Finley. Colleen Elizabeth Flint. Maya Allison Flores. Stephen Patrick Ford. Jocko Imani Foster, cum laude. John Francis Foster Bolton, cum laude. Marisol Lily Gategow, cum laude, honors in music. Carlos Ivan Garcia Ayala. Jennifer Michelle G. Seraphine Lindy George. Hadley Marie Gephardt, cum laude. Dylan Beckman Gibson. Sophia Laura Jimenez. Taylor Ray Gladfelter. And co-recipient of the E. Inman Fox Prize, awarded to the senior student whose scholarly achievement in pursuit of a truly liberal education are exceptional among peers, Noah Enoch Gleason Hart, summa cum laude. Dalton Richard Glover. Bridget Ann Golembeski, summa cum laude. Rebecca Coughlin Gonchak, magna cum laude. Marisol Gonzalez Castillo, cum laude. Matthew Lang Gordon. Christian Andres Gorostieta. Victoria Alicia Gossick. Michael B. Graff, magna cum laude. Molly Elizabeth Google, cum laude. Kathleen Grace Gullion, magna cum laude, honors in theater. And our second co-recipient of the E. Inman Fox Prize, Eric Joseph Gustafson, magna cum laude. Ritu Gyawali. Oscar Hutchins Hallis. Jordan Bashi Ruby Jean Hallman. Devin Louise Hanley. Nisha Renee Harper. Chanda Danielle Harrell, cum laude. Samuel Wesley Hart, cum laude. Tag William Royce Hartkin Simpkins, magna cum laude. Emily Antonia Harvey. Rebecca Jo Harwell, summa cum laude. Stephanie Kathryn Hawes, cum laude. Tariq Ali Hazarika. Maureen Ann Herbert. Juliana Jean Hobbs. Shelby Nicole Holdener. Catherine Marie Hovda, cum laude. Jessica Dawn Howard. Samuel Sexton Huntley. Caitlin Elizabeth Hutchcroft, summa cum laude. Nolan Jacob Interial, cum laude. Emily Catherine Iapolo. Juan Enrique R. Irizarry, Jr. Aisha Halima Ismail Faris, cum laude. Jade Elise Ivy. Sawad Jobin. Giovanni Hymas. Ezekiel Jere. Alma Letizia Jimenez. Miguel Francisco Jimenez. Aiden Lewis Jewell. Anushri Ganesh Kedia. Jennifer Nicole Keelhack, cum laude. Mina Kemasaki, magna cum laude. Elizabeth O'Neill Kennison. Linda Unha Kim. Mackenzie Magnan King. Matthew John Click. Nicholas John Contos. Samantha Robin Kopelman, cum laude. Tori Michaela Kosmicki. Melanie Ashley Kovach. Bruce Halije Kovanen, magna cum laude, honors in composition and rhetoric. Connor Nicole Kraus. Abigail Rebecca Kravis. Jovan Edward Kirkless, cum laude. Rachel Susan Keenley. Kyle Meinke Kunkler, cum laude. Austin James Lake. Ryan Charles Lambert. Bethany Jean Larson, magna cum laude. Alan Chishwen Lee. Paige Karina Lee. Allison Rose Lewis, cum laude. Matthew Ray Lichty, cum laude. Alexander Barnard Lieberman. Ewing Ramona Lin, summa cum laude, honors in anthropology and sociology. Forrest Peters Linsell. Fangzhou Liu, cum laude. Samantha Ray Lizick, magna cum laude. Emily Alice Lobenstein, cum laude, honors in history and gender and women's studies. Susanna Louise Lodge Regal. Elise Laureen Lohman. Molly Leanne Loudon, cum laude. Emily Edith Lusick, magna cum laude. Benjamin David Wassel Lyon, magna cum laude. Allison Elizabeth McChesney. Marie Chiara Viceto Macario. Mary Beth McLeod, cum laude. Roman Magid, cum laude. Kathleen Marie McGill. Lissa Marie Mann, cum laude. William Richard Marion. Ana Maria Marquez. Marvin Xavier Marshall II. Olivia Iolanth Martin. Eve Yaret Martinez. Jody Denise Marver, cum laude. Jacob Scott Marriott. Zoe Amalia Marsloff, cum laude, honors in sustainable agriculture. Brittany Marie Meeker, cum laude. Ziyu Miao. Rachel Ann Mickelson, cum laude. Ileana Crystalline Molina, magna cum laude. Madison Grace Mondu, cum laude, honors in creative writing and theater. Guy Young Moon, cum laude. George Stanfields Moore. Denise Morales, cum laude. Mark Christian Muniz, cum laude. Mitchell William Murphy. Laura Marie Myers, cum laude. Rita Nantango. Christian Navarrete. Claire Therese Neary. Rhiannon Laure Newville Norton, cum laude. Joan Elizabeth Niederhoff. Jessica Claire Oakley. Clarissa Diane Oden. Oluwagbegama Abiodun Ojo. Nana Kojo Apoku. Nana Kwesi Darko Apoku. Manuel de Jesus Oriana Jr. Olaloye Odonayo Oyedotin. Thank you. Walter Henderson Palmer, cum laude. Alvaro Diego Para. Emily Grace Pesarelli, cum laude. Andrew Robert Paul, cum laude. Maria Inez Peña. Samantha Mercedes Perez. Shannon Lee Perry. David Martin Peterson. Dylan Michael Fandler. Ein Fan, magna cum laude. Ashley Ariel Pitts. Crystal Felice Pitts. Jacob Benjamin Polay. Nicholas Theodore Palizos. Melissa Renee Preston. Brittany Nicole Price. Andrew Christopher Purvis. Kui Ching. Maxine Marie Quinney. Delcy Yolabeth Ramirez. Oakton Anthony Reynolds. Emma Kathleen Robillard, magna cum laude. Micaela Rodriguez. Autumn Martine Elizabeth Rowader. David Enrique Roman. Devion Marlon Rose. Peyton Mayer Rose, cum laude. Carlos Lucas Ruskas. William Louis Ruzica, cum laude. Araceli Salgado. Simon Mark Schatzberg, cum laude. Hannah Marie Scherl, cum laude. Alexandra Elizabeth Scriber, magna cum laude. Ryan Lee Schultz. Cody William Sale, cum laude. Colleen Elizabeth Shelley. Anthony Tyler Shimkitz. Nicholas John Sinkowitz. Hector Sierra. Teresa Grace Simpson. Matthew Philip Skinner. James Mitchell Smart. Calandria Nicholson Smith. Erin Kathryn Smith, magna cum laude. Samantha Jean Smith. Jinji Song. Andrew Neil Sparrow. Mark Anthony Spellman, summa cum laude. John Elliott Spinder II, cum laude. Gregory Michael Sprinkle. Tyler Roth Steinman. Eric Hansen Stevenson, cum laude. Armand Lee Strickland. Scott William Suter. Catherine Million Suits. Liana Lily Soon Han Chong, cum laude, honors in modern languages and literature. Michael Joseph Supay, magna cum laude, honors in chemistry. Molly Catherine Suter. Brian Seiji Tanaka, cum laude. Tong Mutien. Chiedza Nadia Tapfumayani. Arlie James Tempest. Matthew Stephen Timmerberg, cum laude. Kathryn Armenta Todd, cum laude, honors in modern languages and literature. Nicholas Sebastian Tolman. Zhang Trun, cum laude, honors in chemistry. Joella Dawn Travis. Madeline Nicole Troy, cum laude. Voktang Teratelli. Elizabeth Danielle Tucker, cum laude. Robert Eric Tursky. Samisti Alexia Utley. Brian Christopher Valencia, cum laude. Jonathan Jatakuma Varden. Matthew Masayoshi Varner. Alexandra Irene Vasilopoulos. Gregory David Ventris, cum laude. Eunice Christina Vincent. Joshua Samuel Barabong. Carl Jerome Waldhart. Miracle Ming Lu Wong, cum laude. Yalu Wong. Alexia Jade Watkins. Antia Leigh Watkins. Michelle Ray Weber, cum laude. Yehwalishet Tefera Workna. Katie Diana White. Andrew Leslie Whitehill, magna cum laude. Caleb Joseph Wiedner. Kathleen Maynard Wilson. Armor Rose Whistler, cum laude. Melissa Nicole Wolmer, cum laude. Natasha Ann Wright. Anda Shu. Shuixing Yong. Kuye Zheng, cum laude. Yibin Zong, cum laude. Alexandra Lynn Zimei, cum laude. And Angel Francisco Swaznabal, Jr.
Class of 2015, congratulations to you, to your families, to your friends. It has been an intense 4 years. You have encountered disappointment, maybe even despair. You have worked to exhaustion in the classroom, on the playing fields and courts, in the library. You have lost a friend and classmate, Ed Allen, and we remember him today. You have been rained upon at your very own graduation. But you have also succeeded beyond your wildest dreams, and most of all, you have fallen in love with people, with places, with ideas, and with causes. You have spoken out with passion in defense of core values of dignity, respect, equity, and sustainability. You now go out into an uncertain future, but as the great Galesburg poet Carl Sandburg observed in this very spot over 75 years ago, we have hope and faith in you. Speaking outside Old Main, Sandburg said, What young people want and dream across the next 100 years will shape history more than any other motivation to be named. Class of 2015, you and I entered Knox together 4 years ago. You were first-year students. I was a first-year president. But now, as you commence the next phase of your journeys, I say to you most personally that I have hope and faith that you will shape history, that you will take up the challenges of global citizenship, that you will work to heal a troubled planet, that you will always stand up and speak out for justice. You have the optimism, the openness of mind, and the critical intellectual skills. In other words, you have a Knox education. You are Knox, all of you, every one of you. So I ask you, class of 2015, to honor the sacrifice of your families, the dedication of our founders, our faculty, and our staff, and to follow the example of this year's honorary degree recipients. Like Bill Whitaker, fearlessly seek out the world's most important stories. Like Matt Berg, creatively mobilize technology to empower the powerless. Like June Cross, focus your vision on the unseen and bring it into the light. Come back and visit whenever you can. Your alma mater will be here to welcome you home. Congratulations. Please stand for the Knox hymn.
Lifelong students of the liberal arts, we show a growing hunger for a growing feast. Whatever our specialty, if a day is consumed with lines of poetry, studying behaviors of rare birds, measures of music, or subatomic particles, we share our desire for truth and beauty, intellectual food that is fresh and imperishable. Real hunger, disease, intolerance, and inequality are problems to be railed against. But a single person's intellectual curiosity, when shared with others, can multiply in unforeseen ways to rally against and quell any of these disasters. Believe it. Consider the example of Russian mathematician Grigory Perelman, who in November of 2002, having solved one of the most important open questions in topology, posted his work online at archive.com for all to see, scrutinize, share, refusing to accept any prize, including a $1 million Millennium Prize in 2010. Why did he do it? Consider Pakistani Nobel laureate Malala Yousafzai, who at age 11 began to blog about her experience under Taliban rule in Swat Valley, who advocated for women's and girls' access to education and who narrowly survived attempted assassination, having been shot 3 times at close range. Now, at the age of 17, undaunted, she has seen her advocacy multiply. Whatever our disciplines, all of us are invested in the mattering of things, signs of life, how one life can matter, must matter. When shared, truth and beauty multiply in surprising ways. If we've done our job together, though you may live on ramen and crackers for the next year or so, you may always share a place at a marvelous table full of ideas that are fresh and inexhaustible.